Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. We thought that we're coming up with the latest on the drama with CM Punk. What's going on with him, his buddy Ace Steel. A lot going on with the Young Bucks. I mean, it's just really you know what, a cluster fuck. CM Punk, Ace Steel. We don't know the unknown situation. What's going on with them? Um, is they suspended or what? We'll talk about it coming up, as well as breaking news even more. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are suspended. The executive vice presidents of AEW who won the trios tag team titles at the All Out pay per view no longer the champions. Man, we'll get to the latest. And two, MJF returns. MJF got an agenda on his hands. What the agenda might be, we'll talk about it when the AEW Dynamite Ring Report starts. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the AEW Ring Report Dynamite here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Hey, everybody, this is Kendra Dix here. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. Like I said, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is king. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. We got a lot to get to. We talked about MJF made his return at the pay-per-view, unveiling that he was the Joker. Plus two, CM Punk, the latest on what's going on with him and his best friend Ace Steel. A lot going on. I mean, a lot going on regards to the AEW World Title that CM Punk hell. What's going on with that? I hope typically it won't be no interim championship. Matter of fact, like that. Hopefully. Wrestling on Connect. So let's get into what's going on right here, right now. We start off AEW with AEW president, CEO Tony Khan addressing the elephant in the room, but he didn't say what it was. Everybody know the internet skelebooks and stuff. Well, Tony Khan announced that the AEW World Championship CM Punk has been stripped because of injury and other stuff. Well, the championship will be under a new tournament to crown a new world champion. As you see right here, the bracket right here. If we can move it, Heyman Adam Page. Let me see what this thing right here. Okay, we got it covered. Okay, here's the bracket. So we're gonna review on tonight's Dynamite. Heyman Adam Page, one-time AEW champion, against 6-time world champion Daniel Bryan. Sammy Guevara taking on Darby Allin for their match coming up on Rampage. Who's going to advance there into the world title tournament? There's a lot going on with that. As you see right here, Sammy Guevara will get a shot at the AEW Championship Finals. He'll take on Darby Allin. Darby Allin, the longest reigning TNT champion. Sammy Guevara, 3-time champion, TNT champion. Getting an opportunity of a lifetime to go for the world championship. And well, like I said, this world championship field is across. Chris Jericho earns himself a bye. He'll meet whoever be Heyman Adam Page, Bryan Danielson. We'll get to that later. And Jon Moxley earns himself a bye. So he'll meet either Sammy Guevara or Darby Allin next week in the semifinals in Albany. And then the finals take place at Grand Slam September 21st. So there's a lot going on. Tony Khan laying down the law that CM Punk no longer the AEW World Champion. Um, CM Punk, we'll get to on a hot topic on what's going on with CM Punk. Hey, no, CM Punk had a tongue thing. Okay, well, that's business. Weird, but hey, it is what it is. But CM Punk, along with his mentor ACL, got themselves in a lot of trouble. We'll talk about it coming up later on in the show. Well, we kicked things off with MJF. MJF made his long awaited return after 2 months. MJF saying that he was looking forward to go against CM Punk, but he'll wait the winner of this tournament to meet the world champion. And I think we got a bird's eye view of MJF could possibly going against a lot of people. It could be MJF versus Mox for the world championship. Moxley, who has been carrying the carrying. I tell you this, John Moxley, I can relate to him. He's been carrying AEW on his back. He was the pandemic champion throughout when AEW was in that pandemic stages. He could be a three-time champion. He could make history all over again of this year. He was the first two-time champion. Thereafter, after that, with CM Punk being that, um, with CM Punk being injury prone and stuff, Moxley could meet MJF one on one for the world championship, so MJF can get his first world title. MJF making that surprise announcement when he won the casino battle royal, not battle royal, but casino ladder match to earn himself a championship match. So MJF back into the attack. So good for MJF. Speaking of that, the trios championship has been decided. I knew the Lucha Brothers and Pac a double champion. Pac, the Lucha Brothers won. They didn't even hesitate and made them interim champions. The Young Bucks won the championships at All Out, along with Kenny Omega, the Elite. But at that backstage fight, that wasn't gonna be the case. So those were out of the cards. The Lucha Brothers and Pac are now the new World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. Congratulations to them. Also, too, Chris Jericho made a rare appearance. We know Jericho earned himself a bye into this championship match. Jericho made clear, made a point that AEW is his company. He wants to be the champion, and AEW is the company that he won't take for granted. And Chris Jericho has been a locker room leader for everyone. Chris Jericho has been, I mean, he's been a fantastic person. Jericho has been an all around outstanding guy when it comes to AEW. Jericho was the face of AEW when he was the first world champion. No one can take that away from him. Such as when Jericho was the undisputed champion of WWE, Chris Jericho leading by example, and he is leading by example in AEW, and I give him that. Well, Jericho watched earlier Brian Danielson win against Heyman Page. We know this was the first match of the tournament to kick off Dynamite. As you see right here, Brian Danielson, a six-time world champion in WWE. The AEW want to recognize it, so be it. Heyman Page, he had win against Daniel Bryan, but it wasn't the case. Daniel Bryan, with a series of submissions and a roll-up, got the win. Could this be Daniel Bryan's moment that has eluded him? He has been WWE champion and world champion, but had this AEW championship eluded him to be the world champion. I think Daniel Bryan. I would like to see Bryan versus Mox for the world championship. To keep it competitive, Bryan Danielson and Moxley for the world championship. I can see that down the road, but we'll see. But Chris Jericho, away who he'll meet, and he'll meet Daniel Bryan next week on Dynamite in the semifinals of the world title tournament to crown new champion. So Daniel Bryan and Chris Jericho will meet next week for the semifinals, and that's gonna be a rematch from All Out. And again, can Daniel Bryan get the monkey out of his back and defeat Chris Jericho to advance on to the next round and meet Probably whoever the winner between Moxley, Garcia, and Allen. We'll see that whoever win that one coming up. Also, too, Tony Storm defeated Penelope Ford in her match. Tony Storm, the new 18W Women's Champion, interim champion. Tony Storm got the job done, and she did that. She did so earlier in that match. Also, too, Daniel Garcia is the new Ring of Honor Pure Champion. Daniel Garcia defeated Will Yuta, and Daniel Garcia being awarded the belt by Daniel Bryan. It causing more friction between Bryan and Jericho. So Jericho and Bryan, these two men do not stand each other, and it keeps on going. And we'll see it next week. Jericho and Bryan next week for the world world championship eliminator. So I'll tell you this: the MVP was MJF coming out there, making the scene and making the scene to his stats on what he wants to do, and we'll see that with MJF. All right, and Tony Khan didn't want to have to do it, but he had to do it to make a point. But that's on him. All right, that ends the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. We're moving forward. Coming up next, right now, to Hot Topics on Wrestling Hot Topics. We got a lot of AEW news to cover, and we're going to get started with this. Malachi Black may have got his conditional release. He's citing mental health issues. Malachi Black saying that he wants to take some time out to check out his mental health. So he decided to get some time off. Tony Khan ain't no fool. I'll give him that. He ain't no fool. He knows Malachi Black probably want to go back to Papa H, but Tony Khan put in the word that Malachi can take some break off, but he ain't gonna be released. Malachi Black probably either taking time off or got released. He had to wait for a minute until he can go back to Triple H, which is crazy, but that's true. But it is what it is. But it's crazy. But we'll tell you that. Plus, too, Triple H made a point right here. Pat McAfee has signed with ESPN Game Day. Pat McAfee will be on put this SmackDown color commentary duties on hold. He'll be had to do Game Day, which I was telling someone like, hey, Pat McAfee ain't gonna be able to do SmackDown and ESPN. That's on day to day, and then travel back to back. His health and all that stuff. So when football season over with, Pat come back to SmackDown. He'll be welcomed back with warm, open arms again. He ain't missing no beat. So I think my code would either be with Corey Graves again, and they'll just go from there. Just one monkey don't stop no show. Pat McAfee, he is gaining popularity, and I like Pat McAfee, to be honest. He's a great expert when it comes to sports, and he knows his stuff. Pat McAfee doing good, and congratulations on Pat doing this thing. And the Triple H wrote, he ain't got no hard feelings for that. He wants Pat to make much he can make. Pat will be back, and Pat McAfee had a hell of a year already. Pete at WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Come on, he's living the dream, and he's on ESPN. Come on, they had to watch WWE to get that. Pat McAfee, Triple H saying that Pat McAfee still is a member of the WWE, and we'll look forward to his return. So congratulations to Pat McAfee. Also, too, Tony Khan. Thanks everyone for watching AEW on TV and said on the TBS network and the AEW Dynamite. I will address the World Championship and the World Trios. He made it clear on what's going on with that. He scripted CM Punk. Speaking of CM Punk, they're still talking about this matter, CM Punk and his mentor friend Ace Steel, what they did to the Young Bucks. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. They said Ace Steel threw a chair at one of the Bucks and tried to rip and bite Ken Omega's hair. Man, you got to be that man. And whoever, but we know the Bucks. We know what the Bucks' fate was. They were stripped of the world championships and suspended. You ever heard? And they got some net suspended without pay. Ever heard that? Then too, we don't know the status and the fate of CM Punk and A Steel. We don't know if CM Punk started, A Steel started, whoever. There was a lot going on. Dave Meltzer even put out that A Steel's wife was involved, so it was a lot going on with that. Whew. Even Jim Cornette made a thing about A Steel is my hero. yeah, yeah, that's the only closest name, Jim Cornette, to A Steel being a hero when he did what he did to the Young Bucks and stuff. he likes A Steel, and Jim Cornette even made a podcast ranting about how he praised A Steel and CM Punk to stand up for themselves against the Bucks because the Bucks like to be childish. So, you know that order. So hey, it is what it is. Speaking of that, WWE made the announcement that they are coming. If we can find it, WWE made the announcement that they're coming to San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio, Texas had hosted the Royal Rumble in numerous times in the late '90s and recently in 2017. So the Royal Rumble returns to San Antonio for the fourth time in San Antonio. The Royal Rumble Saturday, January 28th. I remember who won in San Antonio. Remember when Shawn Michaels won? No, Stone Cold won the '97 Royal Rumble in San Antonio in that same building, the Alamo Dome. Plus, Randy Orton won in 2017. The Undertaker won in 2007, and now the Royal Rumble returns to the Alamo in San Antonio, Texas. Um, like I said, we're gonna have a future when we do the Royal Rumble. This will be the predict the outcome banner for the Royal Rumble thumbnail. Who's gonna emerge victor? One, it's gonna be two Royal Rumble matches. One man, one woman. Who's going to WrestleMania? Roman Reigns, I still believe he'll still be champion. So hey, yeah, what it is. And finally, Miro made them now. Miro CM Punk Miro retweeted something that CM Punk said about him standing with his peers and Miro crying, laughing. I guess he said that wasn't the case. There's a lot going on. But Tony Khan did the best he could to handle it the way he could. All right. We're gonna end the AEW Dynamite Ring report with Daniel Garcia winning the match for himself, winning the Pure Championship, and winning himself. Sorry about that. Got technical there, but winning for himself. But so for me, being Kendrick Dix, saying so long and thank you for watching the Pro Wrestling Show. We'll see you Friday immediately after SmackDown. See you later.